Hello there, and how are you? My name is Mohindo Mbarak, and in this video I'm going to show you how we can make a splash screen or a wizard using a card view. We're going to make something like this. You know, when most of the time when a user is installing the application for the first time, we always show them splash views. So I'm going to show you how we can create one of the splash views using the card views, and we're going to make something like this whereby someone can scroll to this one, and then this one will change to get started, or they can simply use this one to click next. So this can become like a welcoming activity. When the user installs the application for the first time, we can show them this welcoming activity, okay, a wizard, or we can show them when explaining something. And you will notice here that it is showing next and next and next, and when you reach at the last point, it is showing get started. It means that it is done. So in this video I'm going to show you how we can create something like this. Most especially always show this when you're starting the application for the very first time, or when you're explaining something that the user can use. So I hope you're ready to learn. Now let's get started. So I'll go to our project, and I'm going to create that activity that I'm going to call card wizard activity. So I'll simply come to my card package and right click and say new, and then come to activity, and then I say empty activity, all of it is here, and then I'll give this activity to card wizard activity, and then I say finish. Then after creating that card wizard activity, I'll simply click here, or I'll go to the layout and put the elements that we'll need in the main layout of card wizard activity. So I've already created this in order to save time, and I'm going to explain how we can implement it. So we'll change our main parent to become a linear layout by simply coming here and change this one to linear layout, and then we'll give it maybe orientation of vertical. And then after doing that, we'll go ahead and create a page view. Okay, a page view. You know, this page view is the one that will be having those slides that will be appearing in our layout. So I'll create a page view by simply coming here and just click here and say okay. I'll just copy this tag, this self closing tag. You can as well create this one tag by just simply writing page view like this, page view, viewer pager like this, and then Android Studio will automatically create it for you. And then I'll make it I'll give it an ID of view pager, and make it width to match parent and height to match parent, and give it and height to 0, and give it a layout weight to 1, so that it should be matching parent. And then on bottom of it, I'll give this one, I'll give a layout where I'll be showing the dots. So it's going to be just a linear layout that I'm going to paste here on bottom it. So it's going to be here, and this one, since it's having the weight layout of 1, it will always span as maximum space as possible. So this one is a layout, and I've a linear layout, and I've given it an ID of dots, and then you're having width of match parent and height of action bar size, and gravity of top center horizontal, and orientation of horizontal. So we'll be putting our dots here in this linear layout that will be here. So after making that's all about the layout. Then the much of the logic will be inside the back end, in the back end. So we come to a back end, and I'm going to show you step by step how we can create these ones. So I'll come to the back end. First of all, we'll go straight to onCreate method, which is here on create, and then we'll first initialize the viewer pager. You know, we created the viewer pager, so we'll have to create its object first. So I'll create here viewer pager, okay, and I'll create its object first, viewer pager, which is going to be viewer pager, and I initialize it. Find view by id r.id.viewer page, which is this one. Okay, so after creating its object, I'll do the next step The next step will be to create the bottom progress to 0, to set the bottom progress to 0. You know, those dots, I'll set them to be in a position 0. So to set them to be in position 0, you need to first create this function that will be switching them in different positions. So let me show you create this function. It is here. This is the function. I'm going to copy it and I'll explain every part. Okay, I'll copy it all and then I'll explain every part of the of the project, of the function. I'll just paste it down here. It's the one that will be switching one dot to another dot. First of all, it will be taking the current index, so it will be receiving an integer that shows where the dot should be placed. And here I create here a linear layout, and I find view by ID, this one. Okay, linear layout, I find view by ID, this, I find it by ID. Okay, that I should initialize this dots layout. After doing that, I will have image view of dots, and it will be having, I'll have an image view of an array of image views of dots. This is just a static array of image view of dot, and will be having the space of maximum step. So I'm going to create here this constant of maximum step, so you should know the number of steps that will be creating as per time. So I've already initialized this maximum step here, and I say the maximum steps are 4 because I'm planning to display only 4. So I put here 4. Then I create here what an array of 4. Okay, because the maximum steps are 4. Then after I say dots dot remove all, so I remove all the dots. Every time this method is called, I'll remove all the all the views that are there. So when someone clicks, then I'll create here I create a loop which will loop from 0 up to the length or the size of of dots. You see this dot length. So this is going to be just a for loop that's going to loop from 0 up to the maximum size of dots. So I'll just say dots dot is equal to new image view. So I create a new image view and I initialize it with a context. You see, I initialize it, I just add it there in a dot. You see, I add it in a dot, and then I initialize this height with 15 pixels, and I create here linear layout params, and I add this view height with height, and I add the view height, width and height, which is having almost the same height as 15 pixels. So by doing like this, it will create for me an image an image object. Then I set params to be 10 left, 10 right, 10 bottom, and 10 left, 10 top, 10 right, and 10 bottom. So this one will create the padding or the spacing of the image. And then I set dots dot set layout params, and I pass these parameters that I created, and then I initialize in this image. I set to it to have this drawable of a circle. This is just a layout that I'm going to create of a circle. You can also as well import it, or you create it manually from from the vector resources. So let me create it. For me, I already have it, so I'll simply come here and get that layout. I already have it somewhere. Okay, it is just a circle. You see, it is a circle. Okay, shape of a circle, and it is just an XML file. Okay, so I'm also going to create it here. So you create just an XML file, which in the drawables, which is having shape, and it is having Android of oval, and then the background color of white. Then that is going to be just a single dot. Okay, then after doing that, I'll set the color of this shape to be to be gray, and then I'll say dots dot add view, and I add them in these dots. So I have these dots. When I loop, I just add these dots in this view. Then after doing that, I will select if the length is greater than 0, I'll then select the view to reach the maximum. I said the set view the drawable to be equal to the what, to this circle. And then if I said that also the current to have the color of what, of gray, so that you see here I'm trying to get to say the current to look the current view. You see, after I've put all the views, I want to set the current view to have the color that I want. So this one I make it to be light gray, so that view in this particular index that they provided, it will be sent to be this color. So this is the color, I mean this is the function that will work on that progress layout that will be showing the dots. So after doing that, we proceed. Okay, so here I initialize those dots to be the first position, or the dot in the first position to have 0. Then after, I'll create the adapter for the pages, okay, for the page view. So to create this adapter, simply copy this function, and I'm going to explain it. So I'll come back here to on the create method, and I'll put this adapter. So it's going to be my MyPageView adapter is equal to that. So first of all, I'll first create the class, I mean the object of this MyPageView adapter, which is going to be this one, and we are going to create the adapter as you see. Okay, so it's going to be my MyPageView adapter, but remember we have not created this MyPageView adapter class, so it's the one that we need to create first, and then we'll be able to implement it. So I'll simply come here to my adapter, press Ctrl and click. Okay, so I'm going to create that simple class that will work on what as the adapter of the page view, and it's just going to be a class within. So I'll just simply copy the class that extends the page view. I'm going to explain everything, okay? So I'll copy it and then come back. I'm going to create this class within the same file, so because it's not going to be a very complicated class, so I'll paste this class there, and I'm going to explain it step by step. Oh no, it's supposed to be also the class, sorry. Okay, and it's going to be within the class. Okay, so here I'm going to make another local class, so I'll just simply come and paste it here, and this is the MyPageView class. It extends, just create here a public class and name it MyPageView, or you can name it whatever you want, and but it should extend pager adapter. And then after we insert this class, we're having a linear layout inflator and a what, and a button. A layout inflator and a button. It is having a constructor that takes nothing, and then after we override instantiate item. We have to override it. We just write instantiate item, automatically Android will override it for you. So this instantiate item will be called when this is being implemented, as well as when you just create when you extend this MyPageView, automatically it will ask you to override these method, and Android will write them for you. So let us explain this part. So when you instantiate the project, a layout, it will bring the view container and also the position of the element where it is being placed. Then I already create here the inflator, and then I say inflator is equal to get system context, and I pass this layout inflate service. Okay, dot layout inflate service, and then I say view is equal to layout inflate, and then I inflate this first card, this first layout that we are going to create. We have not created it yet, but we are going to create it now, and I pass also the container, and I put false if it should be attached to the root. So I'm going to create this layout. You see this layout. Okay, let me show you how you can create it. Just simply come to your resources, and then come to layout, new, and then click on what, layout. Just give it the name that you want. For me, I'll give it that one, and then I have that layout here. Okay, so I'm going to put the content in this layout, as it is supposed to be on the main card. Okay, so this is going to be your layouts on how they'll be switching in different cards. Okay, this is going to be just a single layout that will be switching there. So I'm going to copy it and I will explain it from there. So I'll select all and paste it here. So let me explain how it's going to be. So here's going to be just a relative layout, and it's having a card element, and it is having width of wrap content and height of wrap content, and it is having it is in a bottom center. I mean, it is centered horizontal, bottom horizontal. The gravity of this card, it is layout. I mean, it's the layout gravity of this card is what is centered in bottom horizontal. I mean, center horizontal. Then after that, we'll give it the margin that it should be spaced from the main margin, and then we'll give it the elevation of maybe 3 and the radius of 2, the radius of 3 and the elevation of 2. And then after, I'll create another relative layout inside it, and I put there an image. This image that is inside the background, you see that very image in the background is the one that we put here. You can put any image of your choice. And then after, I'll have to write I'll have to put the alignment. This alignment is now the alignment of this text. Okay, it's now deprecated. You can just use gravity instead of what? Instead of alignment, just use gravity. It will also work. So after, we can go ahead and put this material layout. Okay, this material layout, material report layout. So that's going to be an external library. It's going to be an external library that I wouldn't wish to start doing for now, so I'll remove it. I'll remove it for now. I'll just keep it as a simple plain button. So you're going to have this button here on the bottom, and then here I'll keep it as tint, or just press Alt and Enter, and then set it to up tint white. So we'll have a user interface like that one. You should be able to create something like that. Okay, you should be able to create something like that. Let me make this code to be visible so that you can look at it. You can pause the video and create a code, this code, or you can download the one that I uploaded, but it's better to write it by yourself. Okay, just I've moved this video. You can just pause and code it. Okay, so that's it. So we've created our first one, our first layout that should be inflated. Okay, so you see this one will be inflated there, and then after, we'll have to create this array of where and how it should be inflated. Okay, or the text that will be displayed when it is inflated. You see, we have the title here. So in this title and this description, it will be dynamic, and this text is the one that you want to create here, this array. So that array I already created. It is here. It is having ready to travel, pick the ticket, flight to destination, and enjoy the holiday. So I'll create that array of strings, or I'll simply come and paste it here and make it public. You see, it's just an array of of string, and it is having my titles. So you can also consider, or you can think how you can implement these titles. So we have those titles there, and it will be set in this position. Then another array of of positions. So it is here of description. So I'll also create it and make it public. Okay, so array of description is also there. Another array of images. Okay, so you should put the array of images that you already have in your in your project. So I already have only the wizard one image, and that image, it will be set, or it will be inflated in the image source that we'll have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these images and import them into my project. I already have them, so I'll just get this name, and then I'm going to import these wizard images. You can also set your own images of your own choice, so I'll have here and bring them. So this is wizard 1, just do like this. They're the wizard images that I have, so just copy it, and then I'll go to drawables. What are the drawables? Drawable, I'll drag and drop, press Ctrl, drag and drop, then I say refactor. I already have an image here, I can skip it, the one that I have. So I now have all those the image for the splash. So this method is the one that will be doing what? You see, I find the image and then I set the resource to be what? To be the image, the one that in this particular position from these image names that are here. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and set the image resource from from this layout, okay, from this array. So I already have the array here. This is the last array of the images in the middle, so I'll come and copy and paste it here. So you can think differently and see how you can implement this one in different ways. So I already have these images, and if I press Ctrl and enter, you'll see they're the image that will appear in the middle. So you can also think on how you can use them, okay, how you can implement it. So by doing like that, we'll have finished our adapter. You can pause the video and look at this code carefully, and then here we have the text of that will be showing next. So by default, the text of the button, it will be showing next. You see, I put the button text to be showing next, but if I make it next, but if it is reaching the end or the maximum length, I make it to get started. So I'll know that the user has reached at the end of of our wizard, and then I can change the text to get started. Then I can set here that on button next click listener, I will be doing I'll be moving the next card to the the current card to the next. You see, the current card plus 1, and I then call this function to move to the next when someone clicks on on the next click listener. So that's how we'll be doing it. And when someone clicks on the on the next and it is at the maximum, I will do you see, if the current is greater than greater than the maximum, or is greater than or equal to maximum, I'll be I'll be exiting the application, and then I'll add this container. I'll add this view to the container or the parent container that we initiated at first, and then I return the view itself. Then by doing that, it will have instantiated the layout. Then after, I'll have to get the count and return the number. Like I override it, get count, I override it, and then return the total number of the of elements in the array that we want to display. And then I'll be here is view from object. I'll be returning the object that is that is implemented, but this one is just overridden automatically. They'll write it for you. And then here, destroy item, it will be also automatically written. Once you extend this page adapter, this other function, they will be written for you automatically. So the only important part is this, or instantiate the item. Okay, so after doing that, it means that you've finished creating the adapter. Then we'll go back to to on create, and the on create, was it okay, we'll go back. No, we'll go back to the on create method. Okay, so finish initializing this one from 0. We'll finish creating this adapter. Then you have to set this adapter, the view pager, to the adapter that we've just created. Okay, so that will be the next step. Okay, after initializing the adapter from this class that we created down here, we will now have to set the pager to have the adapter that we just created, like this. And then after that, you have to add a page listener. Okay. So we have not created this page listener. We are going to create it now. Okay, so this page listener is just a simple class that is extending the pager adapter listener. Okay, it will not do anything so far. It will just be moving the position of the dots. When the page moves to the next page, this listener will be sending and move the dots. It will be executing and move the dots to the next one. So I'll also write it in the same class, just under the main the on create. I'll put this view page listener, and then I equate it to what? To the page view dot page listener. So this method will be called when the page is moved to the next one, and then I'll be doing what? I'll be moving the progress to the next one. Okay, so if I want to listen to scroll or to unchanged item, we can listen to these different methods, but for me, I'm interested in this page selected, and I move it to the what? To the next current position. So after setting the page listener, we'll go ahead and create and set tools of this page to what? Of the system to grade. Oh, this one is just setting the toolbar by their options, but you can leave it for now. This is just setting the toolbars, but you can leave it for now. So after doing that, it means that we are done with the what? With our layout. So you can come and look at this code step by step to get it how it works. I'll as well share it in the what? In the description. The link I'll put in the what? In the description. So let me run it, but before you download my code, I advise you to first try it by yourself, so that you should be able to understand how it works. So that's our application. It has run. So I'll simply click on cards, and then I click on card wizard, and then our wizard is there. So when I click and I scroll to next, you see the dot is moving to the next one. Scroll back, the dot is moving to the back one, and the text are really changing. I move to the next, the text are really changing, and the image in the background is also changing. I move to the next, it's also changing, and when I reach the last one, it said get started. You see, it's beautiful. Okay, it's really beautiful. So it's boring but beautiful. So don't give up until you really reach this point. So when I click on get started, the application will be closed, or it will be switched. So there it's when you can trigger to switching to the another activity. So that's how we can create that card wizard. I recommend you to really try, though it can be boring, but to pause the video and look at my source code until you make it. And if you find it challenging, you can download the source code and do what? And compare your source code with mine. Then in the next video, we'll also look at another way how we can implement these cards in our real world application. Remember to like this video if it was helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't too. Let's meet in the next video, and thank you for watching.